Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm trying a different setup for today, so I'm actually in the bedroom. Things look a little bit different. The camera's probably not as good. I normally film on my phone. I'm looking to get a better video camera next year because mine's not too great, so I'm looking to get one of a higher quality so I can actually film videos through that and whatnot. Welcome to my top 10 2024 horror movies. So welcome to my top 10 horror movies of 2024. These are all films made, released this year. So we'll get started nice and quick. Hopefully the video won't go on for too long. I just wanted to basically tell you guys what I thought were the 10 best horror movies from this year. Coming in at number 10 for me is I Saw the TV Glow. This is an A24 film. It's a bit of a weird one about this young chap, basically teen, who befriends another teen and goes around her house to watch the TV show that they both love. There's this beloved 90s TV show with this weird kind of like supernatural like vibe to it. The film was brilliant. I actually thought the clips of the TV show were more interesting than this actual movie themselves and made the movie a lot more interesting, but there's a lot to chew on in I Saw the TV Glow. It's a bit ambiguous, a bit strange, but you know, it's an interesting one. It shows you all the trials and turmoil that this young guy goes through. You know, the girl who he makes friends with ends up leaving town all of a sudden, and things get really strange and odd, and basically he doesn't know where his life's going, and it's got some weird tie into what they were watching on television too. So quite a good one. I enjoyed it. Number 9, Longlegs, Osgood Perkins directed, starring Nicolas Cage. Maca Monroe, she plays the detective on the hunt for the killer Longlegs, who basically is a Satan worshipper who indoctrinates people to murder their families, and indoctrinates them, brainwashes them, and they end up subsequently killing their families. So the detectives are after them. Got some great scenes in there, like when Cage goes crazy when in the car where he's singing the song. It's also fantastic in the the shop, where the checkout assistant shouts for her dad and says that weird guy's here again, and that's really good as well. But Nick Cage really good in Longlegs. Like, he knows how to play a wacky weird character. Good character actor. Coming in at number 8 is an sort of a found footage kind of mockumentary film. That's In a Violent Nature. It was a Shudder exclusive or original. Basically follows the footsteps of this serial killer. It's POV from his point of view as he goes through dismantling the victims. The victims basically have no meat to them as characters. They're basically just skeleton characters. It's all about the killer going and unleashing carnage and whatnot. I thought the ending was terrible. The last 10 minutes really wrecked it for me, but as a whole the film was interesting and fun, and it's great seeing things from the killer's perspective. Very interesting. Coming at number 7 was Vischer. This was an Amazon watch, so I've not seen this anywhere apart from Amazon. So I watched Vischer on Amazon. Basically, you have this disabled scammer. He's trying to scam this young woman, you know, basically get her to upload software onto a computer so he can watch all of her cameras and retrieve a lot of her personal data and information. Things go really weird when he starts seeing strange people in the house. He starts to fear for her safety as they sort of become friendly. It's hard for him because he's disabled and in a wheelchair, but as she lives close by, he figures out, he decides to go and help her. And things aren't exactly as they seem in that house, and things get really weird. It's got a cool twist to it. Nothing exactly you wouldn't see coming if you thought about it in depth, but the twist is good and makes the film highly interesting. It's only 65 minutes, which is welcome for me, you know, just 5 minutes over a night. It's a very short movie, but a very enjoyable one as well, and that's Vischer at number 7, available on Amazon Prime. Coming in number 6 is Late Night with the Devil. I've just got this 4K for Christmas, which is fantastic. Not watched it on 4K yet. I watched it on Shudder. It's available on Shudder. It's a Shudder original. Tells the story of this guy, this Delroy guy, who basically is a late night television host looking to get in the studio's favours once again. They put on a big Halloween special, and things take a turn for the worst when they have critics on who criticise this supposed possessed young girl. Is she possessed? Isn't she? That is the big question, and things get really odd and weird on TV live. It's made to look like a 70s late night talk show. Fantastic aesthetic. I did enjoy this one. Very done very well. Very authentic Late Night with the Devil. That's the best thing about it. It wasn't my favourite for this year, but I did think it, perhaps not even as high on it as some people, but I did think it was very good. It's a good like fan footage mockumentary style. Yeah, really authentic. Coming at number 5, another one which I have the physical for, that is Alien Romulus, 7th in the Alien franchise. This was a lot of fun. The new actors did a good job. I do prefer some of the characters from older entries into the series, like Ripley and people like that. But the new characters are pretty good. They do what they can with the movie, and the movie's not bad at all. Directed by, who is it? Fede Alvarez, who did Evil Dead remake in 2013 and Don't Breathe, and you've got Ridley Scott, the original director of Alien, as a producer on here. Not exactly one of my favourites in the franchise, but for a new entry, I really enjoyed it and I thought the action was great. Perhaps could have had the xenomorphs on screen a little more, but overall, Alien Romulus, solid film from this year and comes in at number 5 on my list. Number 4, VHS Beyond. Anthology, Shudder exclusive and original because they have taken over the VHS franchise. This was a lot of fun. The first segment is the best, called The Stalk. Basically features this mutant alien crazy stalk creature thing that is just a sight to behold. Great creature effects for that. And the other segments are highly interesting too. Bit of sci-fi horror in there, body horror, space horror, as it's called, VHS Beyond. But that's my number 4. Really enjoyed VHS Beyond, and the Stalk segment really elevated it for me as well. Thought that was great. Coming in at number 3 is another I have on physical, my most anticipated film for the year, which was Terrifier 3. More Art the Clown action, as you'd expect. This time it's set at Christmas, years after the events of the second film. Sienna's been in a mental institution getting her mental health looked after. She comes out of the hospital, and her family are being picked off by Art the Clown. He's got a menacing sidekick in tow, who is one of the victims from the previous movies. It's got an awfully gory scene, graphic in the shower chainsaw scene is just horrific and rivals the bedroom scene from part 2 easily, but they're both horrific scenes. Yeah, great. Love the Christmas aesthetic. Thought the opening was fantastic in the house. The soundtrack, the Christmassy music soundtrack, really fits well into the whole like sort of film. Cool aesthetic with it being at Christmas. You've got Art the Clown posing as Santa Claus at Santa's grotto with all the young children. God, some scary stuff's going to happen there to the young ones. But yeah, overall, some great kills, great gore, a lot of fun. Art the Clown's hilarious. David Howard Thornton as Art, stand-up job, you know, great silent actor. He does, because Art's completely silent, and that's the sort of like beauty of him, like, you know, him being silent. But Terrifier 3, one of the best this year, definitely a great film, enjoyed it. Now, coming in at number 2 is Abigail. I watched this with my younger brother and we had a blast. Basically, this young girl is kidnapped by a bunch of crooks. The ransom note has been handed out, but they don't know that her father is actually this wealthy vampiric aristocrat, and she is also a vampire. She's talking trash to them and kicks off, and, you know, she's such a good actress, the young girl who plays Abigail, giving all the adults a lot of shit. They also have fantastic lines. I think all the actors did a good job in this. There's a few good ones. Like I say, everybody in it did a good job. Like, let me just try and see on the cover. Melissa Barrera from Scream, the new Scream films. Dan Stevens from The Guest, he was fantastic. Catherine Newton from Freaky and like Paranormal Activity 4, she was great in the film. Not too sure who the others are. There's a couple of recognisable faces in there. Guy who played is it Finn in the new Star Wars trilogy, he was in the movie, I think. Yeah, brilliant. Abigail, just fantastic plot, lots of twists and turns. Acting from all the actors and actresses was on point, very campy, very fun. It's very over the top, very gory, very silly, but very entertaining. Perhaps the most entertaining film this year. Coming in at number 1, this was not hard for me, and that is The Substance. Just this amazing movie. It's like a high-tier horror film. You've got an amazing plot. It hits a lot of great notes, like undertones about sort of being disregarded in life and feeling like you're worthless as you get older. It's basically about that. Basically, this lady, played by Demi Moore, acquires the substance, and basically that provides you with the minerals and substance inside of yourself to actually produce the best version of yourself. You basically, from out of your back, in great body horror glory, give birth to a better version of yourself out of your back. You have to keep swapping with them every 2 weeks and feeding the different versions properly, otherwise there will be consequences and issues. So every 2 weeks she swaps from being herself to being the better version of herself, but the problem is she gets addicted to being the better version of herself. This film is just phenomenal. Great story, great narrative, great acting, fantastic, just characters brilliantly written, some comedic moments in there as well, a horrific ending that's also very downbeat and sad but also hilarious as well. It's got everything, this movie, and all I can say is just go watch The Substance if you haven't seen it. It's the best horror film of 2024 easily, and I think from what I've watched from other genres, it's the best movie of 2024 easily. It's easily the best horror film. It's just all round just brilliant narrative, gore, effects, horror, you know, the comedic elements, the story, just everything about The Substance, just brilliant movie. It's quite long as well, at like 2 hours 20 minutes, but it's worth it. It's not boring as well. There's never a dull moment, and you're completely engrossed and engaged in the feature. And that's my top 10 anyway. Thanks for watching. What was your top 10? Perhaps you'd like to share some of your favourite 2024 released horror movies with me. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll be back with more videos. This is not the permanent background setting going forward. I just needed to do this from my computer today, and yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.